Hey guys, here's Caroline and Mathijs, and we're ready for part 2 of all the questions that we received from you over the past few weeks. So here they are.
Alright, a question by Valentijn Veldhoen. Mathijs, how long does it take to write and record the drum parts? Yeah, so those are two different things, because usually we start demoing songs like way before the recording process starts. And the way we do it is like not the traditional jam out in a jam room, but we actually sit in front of the computer with like some drum recording program. So we use stuff like a Superior Drummer, which is like a drum machine which sounds really authentic. And then we can just like program drum parts and see what works best. So usually we'll get like a riff and start off with like a basic drum part, just like a simple version, and see if that guitar riff works. And then afterwards you start like sculpting on the drum part. And then eventually, before the recording process, I will start rehearsing it in like my basement or in like the studio room, and start like filling it in with some like personal details, you know, because I'm not a computer machine, I'm a drummer. So that's always a bit different. And in terms of, recording the drum parts, usually we do that in about, I say 2 days. So that's like I think it's usually like 1 day of creating a drum sound and then 2 days of recording straight. So that's like, so for this track, this record we did 11 songs, so that's like 5 songs per day. So those are long days of just hauling. You start early in the morning and late at night, and then you try to do like 5 full songs. So that's a couple of days of hard work.
The next question is by Angie Boo. How does it feel to be the only woman among all the boys in TCTF?
Great, doesn't it?
Well, if you would say among all the guys in the metal industry, I would say it's fucking awesome being surrounded by badass, beardy metalheads. But the guys in TCTF, it's pretty dreadful and tiring. It's awful from time to time.
He just hates us.
I just hate them. No, it's nice. Well, they're kind of like my brothers. We love each other, but we could hate each other's asses off as well. For example, when I'm out on tour, I don't drink. I just sleep like 8 hours per night, and I'm just trying to be fit because when I drink, I'll lose my voice. And you guys are partying like often.
Yeah.
So, but that means that in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. in the morning, we'll be driving down like a highway, and it's just, I'm so tired, and you guys are like blasting happy hardcore, being like, ah! And then I'm like, oh, fuck my life, how am I going to endure this for another 5 weeks?
Alright, so the next question is from Arend Hummeling. Yeah, what is the meaning of life? Other than stage diving off the bar during your gigs, of course. I think the meaning of life is 42. Probably. No? Does no one get the reference?
No.
Yeah. He got the reference. That is my official answer. Your turn.
And this next question is by Sylvia Lammers. How did it feel to be support act of Korn last year in Tivoli Utrecht? You guys were nervous, and did you have a chat with the band? How did it feel? Well, it feels like an honorable thing to do, because Korn is like just like one of that type of bands that you listen to when you're younger. It's like amongst like Slipknot and Metallica and Korn.
I still remember like playing the little Korn cassettes and then jamming out to Korn and Slipknot. So it's been part of like my musical life since I was like 12 or something.
Yeah, so that was just like another thing for the bucket list.
Yeah, a bucket list thing.
Bucket list material.
We have another question from Anyard66. Being from the Netherlands, do you do multilingual sets, or does that depend on the location?
That would sound so awkward if we would like scream in Dutch.
yeah, do like a full Dutch set.
Yeah, no.
No, but I mean, I think it's about like the talks in between.
Yeah.
We do multilingual.
I always find it awkward when Dutch band would talk in English to their Dutch audience. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, I think that when we play Dutch shows, we tend to do a full like just Dutch talks in between.
Yeah.
And then if it's like, if you know that there's going to be like some fans from abroad, or it's at like an international festival, you sort of mix it up.
Yeah.
And then when we play abroad, it's just an English set.
Yeah. Why would we talk in Dutch then?
Yeah.
Next one. This is a nice one. Best and worst things about living in Amsterdam.
From Black Flame.
From Black Flame 79. What would you say you grew up in Amsterdam?
Best and worst things. I'd say the worst thing is probably if you cycle in Amsterdam. That's what everyone does.
Tourists.
Yeah, tourists that are not really used to like people cycling. So almost everyone in Amsterdam cycles, you know, from home to work or. And if you're not used to that, people just like cross the street without looking. And of course, like a bicycle doesn't make a lot of noise. So if you go to some of the more tourist-filled streets, you will just like crash and burn. Like
no, what's even worse is tourists on bikes.
Oh yeah,
that's like the worst thing ever.
They'll like be on a bicycle and then
Stoned.
see something pretty and then just stop and go right and just you hit them and they become upset with you. That's the worst.
Yeah, that's worst. And best thing about Amsterdam is actually being able to cycle from one way to like the other end of Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Within like 30 minutes. Like it's a city, but still it's like very.
It's a small city.
It's small city.
And it's healthy. It's healthy, man.
It's super healthy.
The bicycles. It works.
Yeah, it works. It really works. Next one.
Oh yeah. So the next question is from Stormtrooper 02, I guess. Did you know that Chris Kael from Five Finger Death Punch was backstage watching parts of your performance at Graspop 2 years ago? How does that make you feel? Did he ever tell you what he thought of the performance?
We have never known that up until now.
Yeah, we saw this question and we were like, really?
That's fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Take us with you on tour, Chris!
Yes, Chris!
Come on!
Come on, man!
Why didn't you talk to us? Then the last question is by M.
Iche?
Itch. What is Down on the Ropes about and what is the video about? It looked very cool, but what inspired it and how does it relate to the lyrics? Down on the Ropes is really a song about the influences that media on us has, and it's about like becoming blind for the world problems in the world as the media is spoon feeding us with all these like images of like a perfect life.
Yeah.
Just like being here for our own like hedonistic, how do you say it?
Yeah, hedonistic, yeah. No, and I think that translates to the imagery of the video. So we have like our Caroline's husband in that video, her loving husband,
awesome.
Who abuses her, but he's basically like glued to the TV, just like sitting there eating burgers and just letting life pass him by and letting news pass him by. And you know, and later in the video we sort of punish him for that in arguably not very nice ways, I guess. But it's more of like the imagery of you know, making people aware, you know, that this is a problem and there are really people out there like that, and probably more than you would think. And you know, we feel like that's really sad, and you know, thought it would be cool to write a song about that.
Thank you guys for submitting all of these questions. I hope we answered them well.
Yeah, and we had a blast.
Yeah,
good
thanks.
questions.
No, don't you dare to take a stand. Hypocrisy cannot